So I just watched the trailer, and I'm not gonna lie, maybe I'm Oda's angel, but it was pretty good. In fact, it was better than the teaser trailer, and I actually found it funny. Not like, oh my god, this is garbage funny, but like I was actually laughing and I was having a good time and was getting excited as I watched the trailer. I'm like, oh my god, and like the CG wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Like, for example, the buggy stuff, like I was like, oh, I don't know how this chop chop fruit's gonna look, and then it looked amazing. In fact, Buggy looked fantastic as I expected. I'm so happy because even the way he's named his attack the Chop Chop Cannon, I was like, yo, this is kind of cool. I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was surprised. This trailer was a lot better than I thought it was. Even the Gum Gum Gatling at the end towards Arlong, oh, magnificent. I was like, whoa, this actually it's actually kind of fire a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was a doubter at first, but speaking of Arlong, I'm jumping all over the place. I'm sorry. I'm excited. Arlong, he's not as saucy as he is in the manga or the anime. He's alright. He looks okay. He kind of looks a little scrubby a little bit. Look a little more rough, more rugged. But he's okay. He sounds okay. I don't know how to feel about him yet. So far, I need to hear him laugh because if he doesn't go sha, that's not my Arlong, bro. This is not my One Piece. Also, once again, the costumes are the highlight of this series as they're really digging deep into the bag of Oda, taking homage and inspiration from the anime and the manga, where the Straw Hats are literally wearing one-to-one to what they wore in the manga during the arc, and I really loved it. Like, it looks fantastic. Also, there were so many Easter eggs within this trailer. At the end was probably my favorite bunch when we got to see the bounty posters of characters we don't see till arcs way later, like hundreds of episodes later, such as Cavendish, Foxy the Silver Fox from the baby back fight, and Bellamy. He looks so stupid. Like I'm kind of getting excited. I love that they're foreshadowing things way into the future, just like how the manga would typically do it. And it's a blink and you miss it moment, but you can spot Monkey D. Dragon in the beginning of the trailer during Roger's execution, and I love this because there were a lot of important characters that were present during Roger's execution, such as Buggy, Shanks, Dragon, Gecko Maria, Doflamingo, and Crocodile, to name a few. So maybe we can get a glimpse of those guys during this scene. But as I said in the last video, that this show will not be a straight one-to-one, it seems I was correct, as this trailer indicates they change quite a lot during this series, and honestly, some of them are pretty crucial and important. For one, Garp is there during Roger's execution. As far as we know, he was never present, and also he looks fantastic. He looks great. I love the costume. But also, there seems to be a riot going on during the execution. That might have been after they got excited, like, there's a treasure, yeah, and they start running off looking for it and all that fun stuff. Also, based off how the trailer shot it, it does look like Garp and Luffy meet way before they initially do in the manga. In the manga, they don't meet until after Water 7, and it looks like here they meet during the East Blue Saga. I'm going to assume that this is right after Arlong Park, probably the last episode heading into Loketown. If they still do that arc, I'm not entirely sure. And he sends them off into the Grand Line. They meet way earlier. Honestly, I don't mind it. The more Garp, the merrier. It appears that Arlong appears one arc earlier, as you can see him in the Barate kicking down the door, and you can see Karubi fighting Sanji, so that's pretty interesting. Also, the fishmen look pretty good to me in this trailer. They even have Karubi's stupid ass hair, so you know they're putting a lot of passion and love into the series. There's a lot of cool hidden stuff within this trailer. You can spot Zeph on the floor while Sanji's fighting Karobi, so possibly the Arlong pirates attacked the Baratier maybe to get Nami, or attack Zeph and led to Sanji fighting Karobi. You can also spot Chu in the background of that battle, the same guy that Usopp eventually fights. And speaking of Zeph, there is a shot of his ship getting caught in the storm, which led to him meeting Sanji and them getting stranded on the island. We got to see a glimpse of Kuro and Mary, not the ship, but the guy that designed the ship. Also, it appears that Nami is in the room watching Luffy versus Arlong. That's a bit different. Originally, she was outside of the building and watching it crumble. This place is important. If you remember, this is where Arlong forced Nami to create all those maps. We also get a shot of Nami visiting Bellamir's grave, which was Nami's adopted mother. Now, the chemistry of the crew looked pretty solid to me. We didn't get a lot between Zoro and Sanji, but from the bit we got was pretty typical, like, yeah, like, fuck you, no, fuck you, like, the brotherly bond that these two have. Luffy still not entirely sold on him after this trailer, but he is getting slightly better. In fact, he does have some Luffy mannerisms, like at the end of the trailer. He's like, man, there's so many pirates. Look at all these bounties. Where's my face? And actually, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of chuckled. There's a scene of Luffy and the crew staring at his new bounty poster. This is when Usopp is kind of excited, obviously because technically he is a part of the bounty poster, as the back of his head is seen in Luffy's poster. And by the way, Mihawk looked fantastic. Can we talk about him? He looked great. The sword, the replica Yoru, looked fantastic, and the shot that we got with him and Zoro at the trailer was definitely the end of their fight, where Zoro's sword's broken. He declares to Luffy that he'll become the world's strongest, and you know, we all know how that goes. We also got Shanks. His hair did look a little flimsy to me, like I wasn't sold on it, but he looked okay. He looked like a hobo, which is basically Shanks, so I did love from what we got. We also finally got to see the Pirate King himself, Gol D. Roger, during his execution, and he looked pretty great to me. They even had his stupid little mustache, and I loved it. I'm not entirely sold on the speech so far. Maybe I'm just too attached to the anime, and as I said in the teaser trailer, I'll say it again, Zoro will be the highlight of this show regardless if it flops or not, because the action scenes, I'm not gonna lie to you, looked awesome. They were kind of fire. Like, this guy's sliding on the floor, cutting people. He's running on the wall, protecting Luffy, cuts this guy's leg, and that shot of Sanji, like kicking the guy out, but protecting Zoro was so great. It felt like it really came straight out of the anime. And I'm not gonna lie, I smiled. I was like, man, I kind of got a little OP. Sanji, I'm not entirely too sold on his fighting style yet, but obviously it's a little difficult considering he only uses his feet and no hands. I don't know, it kind of looked a little wonky at times, but we'll maybe see when the show's released and it looks more smoother. I just really enjoyed this trailer. We also got a glimpse of the walk to Arlong, the iconic scene that everyone loves and knows. It looks like Nami is going to be a part of that walk, and she's standing with the crew, so maybe she'll take part in the fights, which is pretty cool and a little different from the actual source material. Also, we got to see a glimpse of Oso with Luffy giving Nami the hat while she's crying, and she asked him for help. It looks pretty good so far, so hopefully they deliver when the show actually drops. But that's about it. I actually adored this trailer. I think this is gonna sell a lot of people into watching this show. I thought the Roger execution stuff was fantastic, including Garp there was such a genius move, because of all characters, he should have actually been there considering their relationship. They were rivals, and technically he was the one who took Roger in. That's the story they fabricated. And I really enjoyed Buggy's delivery on the Chop Chop cannon. Like, usually you'd think naming attacks in like real life would be kind of corny or cringe, but he sounded fantastic. Like, he put his all into that. I really liked that. That was probably my favorite part in the trailer, I'm not gonna lie. But otherwise, let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Did you enjoy the trailer? What did you like? What was your favorite part? What didn't you like? What are you worried about? I would love to hear all of that. Again, we will be doing a review of this show once it drops, so be on the lookout to that. Otherwise, hope you guys have a good day and a good night. I will catch you guys on the next one. Toodles!